Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna give you guys a optional tutorial for week one. Um, let's go ahead and start here. I'm gonna start a new canvas using the dimensions. Alright, let's go ahead and make this bigger. Yeah, that will do. Okay, I'm giving you guys a certain render and a certain background to work with in this tutorial. Let me see if I can find it here. There we are. It's render of Iron Man. It's going to have a tag with it. This is basically a way that people who render is the way they kind of let you know who did it. It's a tag. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the eraser tool. Just get rid of it. We appreciate their work. Big shout out to them, whoever did this. Okay, we're going to drag Iron Man over. Let's go ahead and X off here. Don't need that anymore. We got him over here. Let's size it down. I'm going to show you guys where we're going to do this placement. For this particular tutorial, let's make them about that size. And nothing specific here, guys, just eyeballing it. And I've set them where I want them. Okay, and here's the background we are going to use. And just a little tip, when you're making a signature and you're going to use a kind of a themed background, I noticed that my render was hand drawn. It has heavy lines around the outside. You can pretty much tell. So I looked for a background that looked kind of hand drawn, a little more sketchy than realistic. But yeah, this is going to work good. Okay. Also, I noticed that there's a little path here, and I really kind of want to use that in the signature. Not that it matters too much, but I'm going to rotate this canvas here. While you have this window open, that was my bad. Let's see here. Gotta love that. Okay, anyways, we're gonna go to image. While we still have it selected, make sure you have it selected. Go to image, rotate canvas, flip canvas horizontally. We're gonna drag it over here. Let's get rid of this one, and that's the only two things we're gonna use for this tutorial. Okay, we're gonna size our background. I like to make it fit just about right. You can fit some more stuff in there. I think that's good enough. I'm going to pull it up about right through here. Go ahead and press enter to finalize that. We're going to drag it below our render. There we go. Now we got Iron Man. Kind of looks like he's running toward us with this kind of post-apocalyptic city in the back. Well, it's a pretty nice city, but it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic. Alright, and what we're going to work with is creating some depth. A lot of people on the forums used to be crazy about depth. If you couldn't create depth, then you had some problems. But the trick is the blur tool. That's your primary way of creating depth. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're going to hide our render. Let's make this a little bigger. I'm going to press Control plus. Alright, and to create depth, you want the furthest part of the picture to be the heaviest blurred. You're going to do this manually, guys. There's other ways to do it, but I want you guys to do this manually. Okay, so we grab our blur tool, strength. Let's make it dramatic. Let's go 50%, around 50%, whatever. It don't matter, guys. Signature making is not really a science here, but this is the furthest back. You can kind of tell. So let's get blurring. I got some nice blur going on there. Alright, come over, we'll do the sky. Be careful not to hit other items that appear closer, like this tree. He's a little hectic, so I don't really mess with him that much. I won't mess with him that much. And you only want to push your button down when you're blurring. You want to hold it in typically, unless you're moving to a new section, because if you double press it on a certain spot, it will pretty much overlay the blur. So instead of having a 51% blur, we'll have a 100. It's the max you can go. We'll have a 100% blur. We don't want that. So be careful about blurring that out. Alright, now we're going to take some care of some of the other items that are a little bit closer. We're going to go down to about 20%, 22, it don't really matter. And this is in front. Let's get blurring. Just notice when I'm blurring, go ahead and you blur it too. Alright. And let's take it a little lower. Now we're going to kind of do these big buildings in the front. Maybe get over some of this grass here. And if you'll notice, I'm not going all the way to the bottom with this. This stuff is pretty close to your point of view. So I'm not really going to mess with that too much for the blurring. But now we've got that done, we're going to go to the sharpen tool. Let's lower this to about, let's go a little lower, 21%. Yeah, that'd be good. We're just going to blur this, or I'm sorry, sharpen the stuff at the bottom here. Alright, that looks about good. Now we've created a little bit of depth in this picture. Yours should look similar. Alright, I'm going to go back to regular view, and I did that by pressing Control minus. Bring the render back up. Now we're going to do a little bit of depth with him. Alright, you got to diagnose, if you have a dynamic render like this, you got to see what's further back. Like we can see that this arm is toward our point of view, and this arm's probably further back. But you know, the artists really don't worry too much about blurring and stuff. You know, they do a pretty good job of drawing it, and we understand by the point of view. So let's make this our blur tool. We're going to grab our blur tool again, make it strength about 22, and that's a little strong. But make sure you have your render layer selected here, and we're going to make our brush a little smaller. Kind of go around the outlines a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do the arm. That's probably a little bit too much blur, but that's okay. I'm going to make it small again. I'm just going to go around the outside of the render. Kind of blends it with the background a little better. Some of these things we'll hit on at a later time, so I wouldn't worry too much about them. But yeah, just go around the edges with that blur tool. Okay, and we can, I think we could safely say that his leg is further back than this leg. So we're going to blur it too. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and grab our sharpen tool. We're done with the blurring on him. And you don't want to sharpen too much. But what we're going to sharpen here is about where the rule of thirds is, where his closest body parts are. So his hand's pretty close. We'll sharpen that a little bit. And let's do his chest armor, his shoulder armor, and his helmet a little bit. We can even do this leg too. There we go. And that was creating depth. Create a little bit of depth there. And that's all for this tutorial. It's pretty basic, but you know, really work on your placement. Taught you how to flip that canvas around for the background here. I think it looks best. But this is just fundamentals, guys. But until next time.